Hello, I'm Chris, and I'm here to give a testimonial. It's the before testimonial, and then after my session with Ruslan, I will be giving you an after testimonial. So I should probably tell you a bit about myself. Um, I'm a musician. It's been the set of my life since probably the age of 4. I've dedicated a lot of time to it, and I've received a lot of joy from it. Uh, Certain aspects of music have always come very naturally and been very easy for me. Other aspects presented much more of a challenge, and I had to work on some of them quite hard. One of the aspects of music that I found difficult and still find to be a bit of a stumbling block is memorizing complicated scores. And as a result of years and years and years and years of trying to figure out ways to memorize a little bit better and never quite achieving it with the speed and the security that I wanted, I stumbled upon the P Memory course on the net. And after reading the information on the various blogs they had there, I decided, well, this certainly seems to be something that might be very good for you. So 3 or 4 months ago, I started the course and found that, in fact, um, it did make a tremendous difference in my memory in general, as applied to music. But I also noticed that all aspects of my life were enhanced through this course. And I had a number of conversations with Ruslan over the phone about various problems with my work on the course and various things, and decided that he was quite an extraordinary fellow. And so then, when the opportunity came up for this organization, which he calls magicpillnow.com, I decided to get involved with it. So, what am I hoping? What are the problems I'm hoping to eliminate through this these sessions with Ruslan? Well, the first thing obviously was certain musical issues. There are Music is a wonderful and complicated thing, and there can be certain blocks. I sometimes describe my work as riding a bicycle fast and furiously while I'm throwing sticks into the spokes. Um, I've made enough progress in enough of different ways to know that the mind is capable of really extraordinary things. But it my experience also has shown me that it's taken years and years to achieve in certain areas things that might be unusual. Um, and unfortunately, after a while, the sands run out and you don't have infinite amounts of time. So I'm hoping very much that through Ruslan's counseling, I will be able to remove some of these final blocks that prevents me from being a truly, truly successful pianist and conductor, which is my field. Um, so that's the first thing. But then that success would be connected with other aspects of my life. For example, um, financial well-being. I I live in to say I live in a modest apartment is an understatement. It's just a very very tiny um, apartment, and I basically have very little materially. Um, you know, I'm too old to be thinking of whether I can afford the cheese on the burger. So if the musical problems got solved to a greater extent, then I would be able to, instead of playing a program that I've learned 1 or 2 times, I would be able to play it maybe 20, 30 times, get a little bit more money and have a little bit more, not only financial security, but just a little more material bounty um, than I have now. Uh, because I've spent so much time trying to solve these musical problems, to some extent, I've sort of tunneled my way into a rather monastic existence, which leaves me just much too removed from human society, human contact, from intimate relationships. And so I want to sort of be able to spring out a little bit more and be a part of the whole world. Um, Oddly enough, I am part of the whole world in that I love to travel, and my second passion is the mountains. And I've, I've climbed in all the continents, and particularly the Alps are my great love. I've climbed most of the, excuse me, a little more than half of the 4,000-meter peaks in the Alps. And perhaps it was after 9/11, but I developed some lung issues that have prevented me from really training as hard as I need to. But I did notice that after taking the P memory course, I'm starting to get back into a much more aggressive training program. So I'm hoping also that the health problems can be ameliorated a bit, and that I can get back into climbing and with sort of my old spirit. Um, and then it's also a great desire of mine to have a ski chalet in the Alps, or some sort of pied-à-terre in the Alps. And again, all these things are related. So I've always considered life to be a gift, and I'm very grateful for it. Um, but and my expectations have been very high, and I'm very much hoping that um, these limitations, musical, personal, financial, physical, can be relieved, so that I will be able to use much more of my potential. Um, I do think that if I were run over by a taxi tomorrow, people would say, "Oh, he had such an interesting life. He played concerts and he taught and he traveled all over the world and he um, you know studied languages, and it was all very interesting." And then someone else might say, "Gosh, the guy just never had any real musical success. He never just really was able to break out of the confines that he had. He lived in a tiny apartment, and he just never quite fulfilled that potential that he probably had." The second person would be me, and um, that is what I'm putting a great deal of hope in this course. Um, I would gladly pay $5,000 for the course, gladly. I, of course, have a healthy skepticism, but I know what I think might be possible. So I was telling a friend last night that if I was talking to my late father and was saying, "Dad, um, I'm going to take $5,000 and I'm going to give it to a fellow, and we're going to have a video conference, and then all my problems are going to be alleviated." My father would say to me, "Uh huh." And the little men with the very tight-fitting, jacket will be coming for you shortly. But I know enough about the organization to have real hope, and so I I invite you to come back in a couple of days and listen to the second half of this. Thank you.